I believe that everybody has special gifts that they use to reach children and to engage them. What magical gift do you have that you can show us? How do you engage children? How do you help families?
Well, you have just asked one of my favorite
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
Let's go for a walk.
Okay.
So one of the things that I do is, even though this is considered a medical office, you might notice it doesn't really look like one. So I create an environment that is completely welcoming, that is very kid-friendly, and I am just coming in, I'm bringing us into our playroom. So one of the things I do is I allow privacy to really be our sort of third partner. And then I do things like this. I go into a world that feels the sweetest for kids. I do a lot of sessions actually in our little magical tent.
You're in a tent?
We are inside of
Oh, that's so cool.
Yes, provided by IKEA. And I will hold entire sessions under tables or in tents, wherever the kid wants to start. That's where I begin. So I always join their world before I ask a child to join mine. Right?
Okay.
And a lot of times we want to just walk in and get kids like talking, oh, well, what's going on and how do you feel? They might not actually really know. And so to try to engage them in a dialogue actually doesn't really work. So one, I enter their world. I'm actually gonna just scoot out a moment more. And then the next thing that I do is I join them in things that they enjoy. So if children enjoy Legos, then I build Lego things with them. This is actually a little garden that I built. Okay. And here's a little citadel that somebody talked me through. There are hidden compartments in here.
Oh my gosh, wow.
And then I have the opportunity, once they've helped me to, design something, then we can talk about what happens in the hidden places.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah. Or I actually designed this, and so we get to then talk about like what we're creating. Like right now in COVID, I'm actually creating a community garden to be able to get my mind focused and centered on something that's nurturing and delightful and brings community, but honors social distancing, all of those things. But for kids, they're like, oh my gosh, like you're building a garden. But aren't you supposed to stay inside? And then we get to open up this whole conversation of what it means to be safe in socially appropriate distanced area, being able to be socially distanced but also social. And so I get them talking by playing what they love to play. I have a lot of kids that like Legos.
So this is something that parents can do to get in touch with what their child is really feeling.
Absolutely. One of the sweetest things that we can do as adults is stop our busy world and go in to your child's play space. Go, if they like swinging, don't push them, go get on the swing.
Oh my gosh. Okay, be in their world.
Absolutely.
So you can experience it together.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying.
What it does is it says, I like what you like, and in translation, then that turns into I like you.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we don't constantly lead, and that's sort of the next step, we don't constantly lead, but we actually follow the lead of the child, and don't get too hung up if things are like falling and breaking, and even if things are dying. Death is actually a really important conversation during this COVID period, because a lot of things died. not only people, 100,000 plus people at this point, but our dreams. A lot of fun activities. Kids are missing end of school events. Kids are missing graduations. I mean, in the true sense of like graduations and celebrations and robes.
Picnics, barbecues, parties, all kinds of things.
All of it. Birthday parties are getting missed. And yes, we're celebrating with alternative ways and online and stuff. But an online barbecue is really just not.
It's not the same. No.
And when you think about, for a lot of adults, what they've sort of leaned into are things like binge watching television shows, eating a little too much, rich foods and rich drinks. In order to not go to that place, we have to actually be inviting kids into their worlds and seeing like, how are they processing this? And if we stop leading in the play domain, if we actually allow the child to lead the theme, then that is a great way to get a sneak peek into how their brains are actually processing all of this.
Wow. Okay, so let the child take the lead. Okay.
Yeah, let the child take the lead. And then there are fun, crafty things. You can go on Pinterest and look up, chill bottles. I call this a chill bottle. I have one of these in every single one of my therapy groups. In therapy rooms, and I have 2 kid therapy rooms and 1 adult therapy room. And what they are sparkles, water, clear glue. I have a couple other little like beads and things that spell words in the bottles. You can use color, food dye to make it whatever color you want. And what these are is, if you have a kid who's really getting agitated, this is super glued, by the way.
I understand. I see those sparkles.
Must
like
be
magic.
What my body is doing. My body is getting all types of agitated, but it's doing it in a really constructive way. And it's putting that energy into here. And then I have this fantastic.
Oh my gosh. Very cool.
Some as it starts, it's like they're going up. And then eventually there start being these paths that are going down. If a child takes all of their pent up frustration or disappointment or anything like that, and a parent prompts and says, let's go do chill bottle. Come on. And you make 2 of them so parent can do it too.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that.
Then you can start, and you can see that it's already starting to settle a little bit. Just in the minute that I stopped, by a minute after I stopped, and then in another minute it'll be clearer down to here, and eventually it settles. This is actually designed to be, I think this is a 7-minute bottle, and it's based on how much glue you put in versus water, and you sit and have them look at the bottle and just relax. By doing this, by gazing just at the bottle, not anywhere else, but just at the bottle, what starts happening is children start regulating their breathing. A lot of times you'll see what's an expression of resetting the energetic body, where they'll go, yeah. You want to see lots of that.
They start to calm down.
Yep, and they start calming down. They might start commenting on the bottle. I really like the little silver sparkles. And if you as the adult lean in and you go, oh my gosh, there's so many of them. And you get into that intimate space of looking and gazing in that shared attention activity, then the child feels you settling, and you then experience in return the child begin to settle. Right? And as they begin to quiet and settle, it's once they get out of that stress reactive place, then they can go into delightful creative space. And it's in creative space where we solve all of the big problems.
Wow.
That's what I do.
That is very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can also, use additional things like after something like this. I've got a ton of these. I've got like story boxes. So we sit and tell stories with our story cubes. Or you can get these chat pack for kids. I think I got this at like a bookstore, Barnes and Noble or something. And you pull a card and everybody answers. Oh, these glasses. If you had to create a brand new letter, what does it say? To be added to the alphabet, what would the letter look like and how would you pronounce it?
Okay, so
just a fun, creative, it distracts the brain, it moves into creative space. And when we're being creative, we can solve all sorts of problems.
Oh.
What are we gonna do? My birthday, once you get that creative part of the brain activated, then questions like, well, what are we gonna do? Because I wanna have a birthday party, but we're not allowed to. They said that we're not allowed to. Or what if it comes back? Then once they're in that open creative space, then you can hit the really big questions. And you can honestly say like, I'm not exactly sure if that's gonna happen. And if it does, let's make a plan. Let's make a plan B. Let's do it right now. You wanna grab some paper? And you grab some paper and you grab some paper.
Okay, and you start that plan because that plan is the way out. That's the pathway out. Let's say a child who loves to move. Let's say it's a rainy day and they can't go outside. What could they do inside with dance and movement that would help lift their spirits? Because really looking for like a mood shifter.
This is a super fun thing to do. So if you have a balloon around, and it does require that you have a balloon. First you get them to stretch it, and it's great if you have 2 balloons because then you can mirror, right? So you give it a little stretch. And you can actually, when doing this, you can teach breathing practices, right?
With the balloon?
Like a long inhale and a longer exhale sends the message to the brain that you're relaxed. Did you know that? Who knew? So I long inhale,
long exhale to fill the balloon.
Long exhale. Sometimes when I'm doing this with kids now, this is more therapeutic. Parents might not want to do this. But what's an emotion that you felt over the past day or two that you'd like to just lasso with your breath and blow out? So I felt frustrated with technology recently, big time. I'm gonna inhale, and I'm going to imagine that breath lassoing around like a snake, and then I'm going to exhale it. Nice. I'm going to do that one again because it was really frustrating. Okay, so once you have a nice big blown up balloon, I usually end up tying these off because that can be an annoyance for kids.
I can see that being raising frustration level.
Right, and so I just offer, and you know what? It actually creates an opportunity for learning because if it's really frustrating to blow up the balloon or tie off the balloon or whatever, then you can just ask for help. I'm right here. I'll help you, right?
Yeah.
And parents, the more the kids learn that from parents, the better. So I have my expos, and now we're gonna write on here fun things that we can do in this space. So if you have a little tiny space, or the child only has a bedroom and a tiny little area, you know, whatever the case is, you work from that and you say, okay, in this space, what color do you want to be, Miss Linda? Or what color do you want to be? Red? What color do you want to be, Red?
Red is going to say purple. Oh, red is going to be red, of course.
Okay, so red can come up with that, with red. Are you going to say purple?
I'm going to be purple, yes.
Be purple, okay. And I'm going to be...
Oh, I had to participate in this, okay.
Green. Okay, ooh, they look super awesome together. Giving choices is one of the biggest, most empowering thing that you can do to support your kid and give them a sense of claim and autonomy. And my idea is important, right? Mm-hmm. So actually what I just did is something that I do constantly in sessions with kids. What color do you want, right? They have to be regulated enough. They have to be emotionally regulated to stop, think, and then state the color that they want. And I'm gonna always deliver if I have it. All right, so can Red come up with 2 things that she super loves to do in small spaces? It can be low energy or high energy.
Oh, I know, I'm thinking. I was gonna say jumping. But
we can jump in small spaces.
You can jump in small spaces. You don't have to jump all over. You can jump in place.
Okay. And what does she like to jump like? Like jump like a, or we could do jump like a...
I think she would probably jump like a frog. She's a pretty good jumper.
Oh, okay. You know what? On this balloon, we could put jump like a blank. And so whoever ends up choosing that one, they get to decide. Jump like a frog, Red might say. I might say jump like a kangaroo, or jump like a Mexican bouncing bean. Dancing bean.
Uh-huh. I get it. Okay.
So jump like that. What about you? What's something fun that you like doing, Linda, in small places?
I love creating. I love art. I'm trying to think of something with movement, because you're talking about movement.
Well, but maybe you could draw something in the air.
That's true. I could air paint.
Air paint. Oh my gosh, I love that. So you put items on your balloon. We would continue and fill this entire balloon. Okay? So the whole thing would be covered with words.
Right.
And then if each person had a balloon, then you could go, okay, it's my turn, I'll lead, and my favorite number is 7. So let's bounce the balloon for 7. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Catch. And then anything my hand is touching.
Okay. That is very cool.
I could choose air paint.
Uh-huh.
That's it. So now I have a choice. And I get to go, okay, air paint or jump like a... Let's do air paint. So everybody puts their balloon down. And I would probably do like... And you and I can do this actually together. Follow me and see if you can figure out what I'm painting. So put your arm out and sort of match where mine is.
You want to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're gonna go like this. And like this. This. And like this. And as you do it with me, so we're high, cross low, cross high, cross low. What am I painting? Can you tell?
An 8.
An 8! And we can do it like fast
Uh-huh.
We can do it really slow, and we can do it. We can turn it on its side and do an infinity, right? And be like, awesome. Okay, now do it with your other hand.
Oh no, I can't do it with my other hand.
You can do bilateral organization.
Yes.
And actually, that idea of do it with your dominant hand and then do it with your non-dominant hand, what we're doing is actually getting the brain to activate on both sides, because this side of my body is organized by this side of my brain, and this side of my body is organized by this side of my brain. And so you're actually causing with this game, one, you're using up lots of fun time. Two, you're distracting. Three, you're getting lots of choices and sort of dominion over the time. Anxiety tends to actively go like this across that. And on top of it, you're actually doing like brain gymnastics.
I love that, brain gymnastics. That's very cool. Okay. Thank you so much. That was really awesome. Do you have anything that you want to leave us with? Any closing thoughts?
You know, my closing thoughts would be that if you really, really want to be beneficial and help your kids, join their world. Start with that. Just join their world, and go do what they like to do. And try not to lead. Try to let them lead. Like, even if it's only for like 10 minutes, and you're like, for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to set a timer on my phone. And for the next 10 minutes, I am just going to let my kid lead the way.
Wow. Very cool. Well, thank you so much.
Excellent. It's so nice being here. Thank you so much for having me.